very dark in this tunnel in York. The railway's above us. It's up there. But it's very dark. Actually, I'm being silly there, really. And it's not me, is it, being silly? So, I've had a really good day. I know it's dark. What's your day been like, Hazel, over there in gloom and darkness?
Alright.
Good?
Yeah, alright. I keep putting silly faces, and I know that I'm going to get it.
What she means is that she spent the day with me and it's been like fantastic. Road train! Going past the window from the Railway Museum. So yeah, what she means is that she spent it in my company and it's just been like things like life doesn't get better than that. Willow, have you had a good day? You have. Fox, have you had a good day? You have! You got toy trains and...
Yeah, but it's trains in a boot, isn't it?
Ice lollies and all sorts of food. What am I doing like that too? I don't know. Something stuck in there. I got to lick them and they taste horrible. Lovely. What, the ice lolly? Really? Because you've done a lot of damage to it before you decided it wasn't favourable or nice.
But you ate the entire thing.
In fact, you did eat the entire thing. You can't go back and moan about it, love. Well, you can. But yeah, we've had a good day, Fox. You enjoyed the steam train, didn't you? Non-committal there. He did.
Yeah, it was alright.
Did you enjoy the steam train, Hazel?
It was alright, pretty short.
It was short, but you know what? It was good. Oh dear, it's like, I thought that car broke down. It hasn't. So do you know what? I don't give a stuff. I've had a bloody good day. Thoroughly enjoyable. Been to a railway museum. Sod the rest of them. It's all about me because it's my B-day treat. Right, guys. So we're going to drive through York now, the walled city. It's a beautiful city. You know, me and Hazel, we've come here quite a lot. In fact, I spend an awful lot of time in Yorkshire, just generally. And you can just see the walls, the outside. We're going into the actual city itself. It's absolutely beautiful. Love York, one of my favourite places. And a lot of traffic here today. But I guess it's a Friday, so there's going to be, aren't there? There's going to be, aren't there? There's going to be, isn't there? What bad English. No wonder the boys can't speak it properly. So yeah. So, do you want to go up there? You can go left here and over, I think, and then through, yeah, over the bridge here, which is way, you know, the Minster and that's over there, isn't it? So hopefully we get to see York Minster. I don't know if we will, but yeah, we'll have a look anyway, see if we can see what we can see. I just want to, this is just a little bit extra, I just want to put this up as a bit of video, maybe a separate video of just driving sort of around York.
Don't be driving around for too long.
No, I won't be driving around for too long. A couple of hours. So yeah, I love York City. It's a city even. It's an old Roman city, and it was a, yes darling. Can you what? Yes you can, darling, yes you can. Fork. It's going to cost you £5, but you can. Of course you can. He did spend it on the train. Well, there you go. So yeah, it's an old sort of a garrison town, I believe. It was the Romans that came here, and this is where the story emanates from. I think it was the town hall in York, where the guy back in the 60s was only a young man at the time, and he was doing some electrical work downstairs in the cellar of the town hall, and he heard this bugle noise, and he was up there on his, or he's down there on his own. He'd been left, a sort of apprentice he was, and he heard this bugle noise, and he didn't really, he sort of didn't shook it off really. Then it got closer and closer, and then where he was in quite a confined area, and right next to him, this ghostly, obviously I think it was maybe a time slip or possibly, or just a place memory, but what had happened was he saw this Roman legion walk past him with a bugle. And I think he described them. He described the headwear and described that they were wearing a green uniform. And he said that they were very dishevelled. They looked unshaven, very, very messy. This is a very, very famous ghost tale, this guy's. And it's got a lot of credibility behind it. And the young man, he fell off the ladder. He was cowering in a corner. He said they took no notice of him. The weird thing about it, apart from it was weird enough, obviously, with spirits, but the weird thing about it was that he said he could only see them from the knees up. And they came through. There were horses and everything. And he described them to different people that worked there and just whoever in general. And a lot of the experts said, well, no, you can't have seen a Roman garrison come through here because what you described is totally the opposite of what would have been here. But then some years later, when they did some research or more information came to light, they then realised that he was right. There was a garrison here, there was a legion here, a detachment, and the thing about them, they were wearing green uniforms because they were a Roman auxiliary legion. They were an auxiliary army, and they would have had green uniforms. And the way that he described the headgear, I think he said something about it was the plume that went in an opposite direction. And they said no, that wasn't the way the Romans wore them. But they did find out that the auxiliary actually did wear them like that. So that kind of verified and backed up what he'd seen. And they also said that the reason that he saw them from the knees up is because not even deep down, another couple of 3 feet down, what there would have been is there would have been the actual real Roman road. So they would have been walking on that. So I think that's probably just a place memory. The fact that they didn't acknowledge him or it was a time slip, I don't know. But it is a very interesting piece of ghostly history and a ghost story. And as I say, a lot of relevance to it, a lot of truth. So anyway, look to the left there, guys. We're going to look at there you go, down there. It's beautiful. Stunning, look at that. Yeah, now I don't know if the guy's still alive today. I'm assuming he is because he was only a young man at the time in the 60s, so there's every chance that he is.
I assumed that this was
but you know, he verified that story and he stood, and as far as I know, still stands by that story. He's still, you know, adamant that it definitely happened, and I believe him for one. You know, when you take all things into account, he was given information that wasn't even privy to the experts at the time about the legion that he'd seen, and then it became, later on, it became factual, it became relevant that what he'd seen was actually what they would have worn and what they would have acted like and what they would have behaved like. And yeah, the fact that he saw a whole Roman legion just march through the cellar, through one wall and out, in through one wall and out through another, and it would have been level with the original Roman road, is just it's just mind-blowing. It's just fantastic. So maybe not ghosts as such, but maybe, well, ghosts and place memories, ghosts in a way. But I wouldn't think that they were active or intelligent spirits, unless, of course, it was a time slip. In which case, their time would have bled through to ours. So they would have still been doing their things normally in their time. Who's to say? We don't know how time works, and we certainly don't know how time slips work. There's enough evidence. There's enough stories out there to give them credence and back them up. So yeah, so here we have. I'm sorry, we've not moved that far really. It is busy. It's a Friday, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut you there, and we'll not come back to you in a sec when there's something a little bit more, something worth seeing. I'm so sorry, I'm coughing, guys. I've got a frog in the throat, ribbit. Right, speak to you in a sec. So that is Lendal Tower there. It's a very beautiful, beautiful piece of kit. And once that would have been an armament. It would have been an armoury against invading what have yous. Same car. No.
Get out the car.
Right, so we have some movement. So there's the Minster, right directly in front of us. You see she becomes more clear. Look at that. She is stonking. Absolutely beautiful. But Hazel, being like myself, us being a tight pair of gits, we didn't want to spend, I think, how much was it? 10 or 15?
10 or 8.
10 or 8 just to go inside it. I mean, it's a place of worship, isn't it? Should they really be charging you for that? Well, we all know that religion's big business, don't we? So
it's right down here. Yeah. I can't get it with my hands.
Right, so let's have a look here. So yeah, so let's see. We get closer to the Minster, we'll be able to see it in all its glory. It's absolute stunner. Now, there's some stories that, like paranormal stories or ghost stories that go along with the Minster. I'm not going to tell you any of them because I'm not 100% sure about them, really. So we'll just have a look at her and enjoy her because she is a stunning, stunning building. That's if these lights ever go green, of course. You can see how busy it is here. And summer season, in the summer, It's absolutely chock-a-block. It's rammed with people. And I'm not a great one for being around too many people. You know, I'll swallow it. I'll find it a hard pill to swallow, but, you know, I will do it when needs be. So there you go. So we go around this lady here on a bike. And there she is. What an absolutely gorgeous building. Look, there she's in all her glory. If you look down there, the shambles is down there somewhere. No, I don't know where Hazel's doing. I think we're going to have to turn around. But down there, you can see on the right, that's Guy Fawkes' house on the right. There's a pub there. That's where he was born. He was actually born in that public house there. And yeah, we shouldn't have come down there, I don't think. Although there's nothing saying we shouldn't. But anyway, we turn round. We've learned our mistakes, slapped the back of our hands, and yeah, another lovely church there. There's some beautiful, beautiful buildings and architecture here.
Go and have a wander. Oh no, it's the road train stop.
Let's have a look, guys. Let's have a look. So we're not that au fait with the layout because we don't drive around it. We normally walk around here, but today obviously it's getting late and the kids want to get back and have something to eat, so we're just driving through here. But yeah, we're going to go that way. It seems to be accessible. There's cars that have gone down there and there's cars that are facing the right way, so we'll see. But that's where we've come from, over the bridge. And well, lots of people crossing the road here, Hazel.
I'm just signalling just for the hell of it.
Yeah, I know. They don't take any notice, do they? People are lemmings, unfortunately. Not all of them. Just the little fluffy ones that push each other off cliffs. So yeah, so here we go. So this is what these streets are like. They're very narrow, very close together. But there's some beautiful shops here, if that's your type of thing. It's not really mine. There's some lovely oldie worldy shops and buildings here, and it's really, really historical. Let's just go for a little wander. And as I say, once again, lots of paranormal history around here, lots of ghost stories from this particular city. And also, if you've watched other vlogs of mine, you'll notice that I did a vlog and we went to see Charles Dickens, I beg your pardon. We went to see Dick Turpin's grave, the famous highwayman who's buried just outside of York. But he made his way to York from London. He's actually an Essex lad, so he comes from where I come from. Actually, he probably comes from about 3 or 4 miles from where I come from. And he made his way here, and he was caught here, and he was hanged at.
Can't go down there.
No, you can't go down there, young man or young lady. Anyway, he was hanged at the York racecourse, which at the time they used to have gibbets there. Gibbets? No, not gibbets. Had scaffolds there, and he was hanged there, and he was buried just on the edge of York, really. Still inside York, but very much on the edge of it. And if you look through my videos, if you're interested, go and see, and you'll see me doing a bit of a vlog next to his grave. But he was very infamous. And also there's lots of stories about his spirit wandering many different places. But where I lived, there was a pub that was actually owned by his, I think it was his cousin or his uncle, one of his family, and they used to hide him there. But yeah, so he's got strong ties with both where I come from and indeed York. But then you've probably heard of the famous ride to York, which was a fallacy on his horse Black Bess. He never had a horse called Black Bess. But they said that to escape justice, he rode from London to York in, you know, the time was, I can't remember, it was something like 12 hours or 24. I can't remember what it was, but it was an extraordinary time, short time that he did it in. And of course, there's nothing to back that up. They found out that's just a story. You know, the guy was a legend, and that's part and parcel of his legend. It's not really a true story. But yes, he's buried here, as I say. And so that's the other side of the river. You can see we're going back towards the railway now. But it is a beautiful, beautiful city. Extraordinary. I'd like to live here, to be honest. Hazel wouldn't. But you know, the reason I've got you know, I spend a lot of time in Yorkshire, probably as much as I do in my hometown of Hertfordshire. I spend an awful lot of time in Yorkshire because this is where my mates are. You know, all my friends are sort of Yorkshiremen or Lancastrians, but they're all from up here, and I do make the journey quite often, as you probably know. I mean, I used to make it a lot more often. I used to make it maybe once or twice a week. So now I make it maybe once or twice a month. But yeah, I love it. I love Yorkshire. It's a very beautiful place. And they're very nice people. I know they say there's that big sort of north-south divide and that people are generally not as friendly in the south. Well, I don't know about that. But I do know that the people in Yorkshire are very, very friendly. And very, very nice. And probably why I made lots of friends with lots of them. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. And, I will get back to you again in a second. Down there they've got the boat, the cruise. You can see the boat, the cruise boat. Hazel and myself and the kids took one of them last year. I think it was last year, wasn't it? We had one of those. It was really nice riding up and down the river there. And yeah, it's a lovely place. And of course, I love it because it's steeped in history, both paranormal and normal, everyday, or run-of-the-mill, or regular history. So it's got everything going for it. Right, so we're moving away and we're moving out of the city centre now. If Hazel can get round here. Yeah, she did very well. And just going to go through here, back out of the city itself, confines of the city walls. There you can see some of the old walls. I believe that they're actually I'm not sure if they're, I think they might be Roman, I'm not sure. But they're put there for military defensive matters, which is, I find interesting. It's very, I don't know, what's the word I could use for York now? Respectable. I believe at one point it wasn't particularly that respectable, what with heavy drinking soldiers and military men and lots and lots of dodgy characters that called it home. I think the Shambles itself was the meat market, but I think there was an awful lot of dark characters that were around there as well, as would have been at the it would have been at the time really. But as time changes, so do places, and it's become gentrified now. So even here on the outskirts, the walls up there, look, there's a cemetery right there. I would have never have known that. Would you have noticed that, Hazel? Look, there's a cemetery right there, and then between the road and the wall. There now, I don't know, how weird, how unusual. Yeah, I wonder what church that served then. One that's long gone by the look of it. But yeah, look at that. How cool is that? That is very unusual. A cemetery right in the middle, no church. Well, no church now. So yeah, it's very pretty, and the sun's breaking over the. You can see it breaking over there. And we're going over another bridge. And that's the, I think that's the old railway. No, that's still the rail station there. That's the one that serves York. That's the one. Next time we come to York, I think we're definitely coming by train. Aren't we, Hazel? Mm-hmm. Hazel did suggest it this time, but I flicked her off. I said no. Oh, look at the way the sun hits that wall. That's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. And those are the garrison walls as well. So let's have a look. Beautiful. Just stunning. So look at the way, just look at the way the sun is hitting that. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I think spring's on the way. Look, the daffs are sprouting through there. Let's hope spring's on the way anyway. But yeah, we'll see. Trying to get out of York here, guys. It's not proving, we're not doing that well. It's that real watery sun now that sort of casts a pink hue over everything. Very pretty. We've just passed an old sort of Art Deco 1930s cinema there, and there's like a burger joint, and they've got obviously got fluorescent lights in the window. and I thought it was pretty cool because they called it Spielbergers. No, maybe not. I just thought it was funny anyway. It tickled my funny bone. Don't care if it didn't tickle yours. Not my problem. So it's taking us around there's a barber's there. We could take some Fox in there. Oh, is it? Well, it's probably the best time to get it done, really. We're just discussing Fox and his haircut. He needs a haircut. He's starting to look like one of those cavaliers. A dandy cavalier. These long gold trestles. So, there you go. Apparently I'm in the way again. So there you go. So, hopefully we're making our way out of York. Yeah, let's see. I think this is the route the bus takes, the tour bus. Sure it is. Down here somewhere. It all looks the same, I'm telling you. But it is, it's lovely. What's going on up here? Oh, was that a chippy or a church? Who can tell? Lots of people there. It's one or the other. Right, guys, that concludes the little mini tour of, mini driving tour of York. Sorry we couldn't get much more for you. It's, you know, it's chock-a-block. It's that time of the evening. It's Friday evening, and I'm going to call that a day for the vlog. Hope you like something about. Hope you got something out of it, and I will speak to you all pretty soon. See you soon. Bye, guys. Right, guys, it's just as an aside. I don't normally do this, but we're in Yorkshire and we're having dinner in this pub in the middle of the, I don't know, middle of the countryside. It's absolutely stunning. And what I've decided to do is I've decided to order if you're in Rome, do what the Romans do. So I'm in Yorkshire, so I'm going to do what the Yorkshire people do. And I've ordered a giant Yorkshire pudding, so I'm just waiting to see what that comes up like. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fantastic. What's this pub called, Hazel? Do you remember? Is that Crooked Billet? It's the Crooked Billet in, I don't know, where is it? In Saxton. It's a beautiful pub. If you ever get the opportunity, come out here. The beer, I can tell you, is very nice. And the food, well, I've not tried it yet, but it's come out. I've been watching what's come out, and it's lovely. So, just as an aside, I'll give you a shout when the food arrives and let you see what it's like. Because, as I said, I don't normally do a food thing, so passé, but I decided to do it here because the food looks so good. Speak to you in a sec. There's the bar, guys. There's a lot of people in tonight, I tell you. But yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful pub. It's a Crooked Billet Day. It's right smack bang in the middle of the War of the Roses country. There was a massive battle, apparently the largest and bloodiest battle in English history was fought here, and it was during the War of the Roses. Fought very close to here. It's a fantastic piece of history. You know me, I love history. Sorry guys, I started on it and forgot about you, but there it is. It's bloody massive. When I went for the chips.
It's like A4, it's an A4.
Hazel just went for Yorkshire, like a Sunday roast type thing. And Fox went for Yorkshire pudding and sausages.
Right, there's your drink.
Side of veg. But seriously, look at that, it's massive.
You can have the phone.
Beautiful. I'll be honest with you guys, that beat me, that completely beat me. They do a, like a, what's it called? What do they call it? A Yorkshire pudding challenge where, well, the amount of food is unbelievable, astronomical. And all I've had is, I'll tell you what the Yorkshire pudding challenge is. It's 100% Yorkshire. Right, okay, so it's £15 per person starter. So the starter is a homemade Yorkshire pudding with gravy, which is quite large. No. The main course is a homemade giant Yorkshire pudding filled with mashed potatoes, gravy and a choice of fillings, which I just had. Couldn't finish. And then dessert is Yorkshire pudding filled with creamy vanilla ice cream and sticky toffee sauce. I couldn't even finish the main course. I didn't have a starter. I'm certainly not on the dessert because I left most of my main course. Well, I left quite a chunk of my main course. It beat me. Absolutely beat me. I will say though, the food is fabulous here. It's absolutely amazing. So if you find yourself in Yorkshire, it's Stanton. Saxton, I beg your pardon. You find yourself in Saxton in Yorkshire, make for the Crooked Billet because I tell you what, the food is off the scale. It's amazing. I've eaten many a meal over the years. Nothing really compete with the quality and the taste of the food in here. It's like proper old-fashioned food. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that thought. So make your way to this pub if you're ever in this area, and yeah, take it from me. It gets a big thumbs up and a 10 out of 10 from me. What about you, Willow? Did you like it?
Yeah.
Willow even finished some of mine off.
100
100 out of 100. You can't get better than that, guys. So if you get the opportunity and you're in this part of Yorkshire, come to this pub, come to the Crooked Billet. It's absolutely fantastic. You won't regret it, I promise. Right, I don't say this lightly, okay? Great food, great pub, great service, very friendly, always smiling, the people here. Great booze. Can't say better than that. 10 out of 10.